What's up, y'all? This is Timo Cruz, your host of Timo's Cruise to Mars. It's about time that we cruise to Mars, but actually right now I'm gonna just do a quick little video.
Disclaimer, this is a hemp and cannabis channel made for 18 plus accounts. I'll leave it at that and give you time to exit now if needed. For everyone else, let's cruise to Mars.
I was just thinking about this to myself, but I was thinking about every time I saw like a post on Twitter, but when I'm wearing my Sullen shirt, shout out to Sullen, bro, for all my tatted up people out there. Can't wait for my merch to come in. But it was like, what do you do when you do edibles? Like, what do you like to do when you do edibles? And for me, I was like, apparently dabs, because every time I do an edible, I've done a dab. And the funny thing about that is, like, you do an edible, right? And you're like, okay, I'm gonna get fucked up. And you're like, in like 2 hours. So you're waiting, and you're like, fuck, I can just do a dab and I'll get high instantly. I'll be high as fuck. Excuse me. And then by the time it hits its high, I'll be like, all right, I'm chilling. And then the edible will hit. And I was like, oh, fuck, we're still going. And yeah, that's true. But there's another thing I just realized too. It's like, oh, also every time I did a dab and an edible, I also was crossfaded. I also, not like that much. I wasn't like, fuck, I'm drunk, I'm gonna do some edibles. I was just like, take a couple shots. I feel it. I got a little buzz, but you know a little buzz goes a long way when you're fucking crossfaded. So I'm high as fuck. I'm a little drunk, you know what I mean? I'm still cool, but that's when it kicks in, bro. When the fucking edibles kick in after the dabs and the alcohol kick in, yeah, you're fucked. I'm gonna just talk about my experience with this, and then I'm gonna do a video on like, should you get crossfaded? How often should you do it? Is it safe? Is it cool? It's cool. It's safe. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, really think about it. These are 2 weak drugs, and this shit gets you fucking crazy. I'm gonna tell you my experience right there, really quick, just a quick little video. So when I do edibles, take dabs, and I fucking am drinking, bro, I'm fucked up. And like I said, these are weak, like, besides like nicotine and fucking caffeine, which can still fucking kill you. Like, caffeine can fucking, you know what I mean? You overdose. But I'm saying, like, you can't overdose on weed. Alcohol, like, you can, but you know you're gonna like be puking and shit. Like, you're gonna be fucked up before you get to that point. If you're doing like just a bunch of coke, like, you could be fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, weed's not like a drug like that. It's really not. It's really weak. It's really mellow, and you can still get fucked up off weed, bro. Like, if you do a fucking dab, you're like, oh shit, like, you're spaced out. Like, so I'm just thinking DMT 1 bowl. That's just gotta be fucking mad strong. But I feel like this is what it's like for me. It's almost like DMT. Not the same. I've never done DMT, so I don't know. I've actually only smoked weed. I haven't even done shrooms, nothing like that. But in the future, maybe. You do your dab, right? You're like, oh, fuck, I'm high. Instantly. Boom, I'm high. 15 more minutes, it really kicks in. You start drinking. That start kicks in like half an hour, right? Is really when you start to feel those drinks. Then another half hour, you start to feel the full kind of force of those drinks. So it takes about an hour for drinks to really kick in. And same with your edible. You take your edibles, you do your dabs, right? Like, fuck, now I'm high. Boom, now I'm drunk. Oh, now I'm faded as fuck. What the shit just happened? That's when it hits me, right? Because now I'm like talking to someone, and we're just talking normal, and I'm like, oh, I'm not even that high. And all of a sudden I'm like, brr, and everything becomes like 2D. And they're like, their faces has like pixels and shit all over it. And it's like changing, and it's fucking like doing these different things. And I can see like what they look like when they're old. I can see what they look like when they're young. I can see what they look like right now. And it's just changing between these 3 different things of their face. Like, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, the edibles hit. So I thought it was just dabs and edibles, but I also realized now I was also crossfaded, so it was probably fucking up my vision too. Like, you get the little blurry vision, like, and then it's also like trying to fill in the space. Like, if you've ever seen a camera, like, you zoom in and you're like, all right, what would that look like? It might not be 100%, but it's like, it's there. You know what I mean? That's what my eyes are doing. Probably it's like picturing what would really be there, because I can't really see. My eyes are fucked up. It's blurry as shit. Right? And so everything's like really pixelated and shit, but I just see like these different things, and then I hear these different voices. One's like I was in a hotel room with my friends, right? We were fucking smoking, and I drank a little bit. I had some edibles earlier too, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna try these fucking candy. It was cookies and cream. That shit was pretty good. We were out there at a hotel, and fucking I was like, damn. Like, I'm talking to my friend, and her face just, like I said, goes 2D, and I was like, oh, I've had this feeling before. My other friend, I look at him, which really was like her friend, but I was like, fuck, yeah, I'm high as fuck. And he gets to that point where like you're talking, and you're like, what the fuck was I just talking about? I forgot completely. Like, so you just forget everything. You're like, what the fuck? And then you get back to it. You're like, oh, I remember. And then it just goes on for like 45 minutes, it feels like. And you're like, oh, it was only like a 5-minute conversation. It felt like fucking years. Like, just crazy. Time, like, it's fucking warped. Like, an hour is like 5 minutes in real time. It's weird, man. The first time I did it, I thought I was at the first or the Last Supper, right? I was like, yo, we're all at the Last Supper. We're all fucking, you're him, I'm him, and you're him. Oh my God, what the fuck? And they were like, yo, you're bugging. I was like, bro, I'm fucked up. It's the first time I ever did a dab. I'm gonna tell a story about that in the future. But yeah, that shit was fucking wild. And I didn't realize, like, yeah, I did a dab. I did some edibles. Cool, they didn't really hit. They must have took 3 hours to hit because they fucking hit. And then I also was drinking a lot of alcohol. But yeah, that shit fucking hit me. And I just want to say, man, I also hear like voices. I'm not gonna lie to you, I hear voices so clear. Like, I can still picture the voice in my head. That's how clear it is. I can still, like, I can't tell you what it sounds like because it's in my head. But it sounds like there's like 3-4 kind of main ones. One of them is like this girl. She's like, how did I get here? Fucking boom, 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 right? And I just hear it so clear. And then there's this other voice that's like, it's not as clear, but it's like it's kind of like the negative voice almost. It's like the negative voice, and that one's not as clear, but it's more like my questioning voice. Okay, it's like a girl's voice. It's super clear. I hear it, and maybe that's me because I like to question life. So maybe that's a part of me. I don't know. Maybe that's a version of my soul that's like, yeah, I don't know. But there's another version that's like, you're never gonna get out of here. You're just a man in a room, and you never leave this room. You might think you've left this room all your life, but you've never left this fucking room. You've always been in this room. And I start thinking like, yo, that's facts. I've never left this room. And then I'm like, I can walk in the fucking door right now. What the fuck? Fuck you. So then that voice goes away and he's like, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, fuck you. And I'm like, damn, but how did I get here? You know, so I started thinking about the other shit. I'm like, what am I doing in my life? That's what it feels like to me. So people say that's what DMT is like. They get like this thing in their life and it's like pointing them in the right direction. And that's what these voices tell me. Like, there's negative ones there too. So don't take it light, because if you're a person and you're in a bad space, I wouldn't do it, bro. But if you're like, man, I keep fucking sniffling, my bad. If you're like in a good headspace and you're like, man, I don't give a fuck what people think. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm just high. I'm gonna come down. I'm good. But if you're someone who's like, you're gonna freak out, like, nah, don't do it. But if you're like, nah, I can handle it. Okay, take a dab, take some edibles, and take some fucking alcohol, and tell me you don't hear no voices, bro. Because everyone I was ever with, either they did dabs and alcohol or they did dabs and just flour. I don't even think most people I was with were crossfaded. And if they were, it was just flour and like a little alcohol. It wasn't like, okay, we did dabs, edibles, and we're drunk. And really, like I said, I wasn't even that drunk. So it just takes a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of edibles, and a couple dabs, and you will get to that point. Unless you've been crossfaded before, but then let me know your experiences, man, because I want to know, because for me, like I said, I'm hearing voices, I'm seeing shit fucking crazy, and then I knock out while I'm laying there, fucking room spinning because I'm drunk, right? And then it's just like, I'm just fucking happy, and like, I feel like so comfy and so warm. I just go to sleep, boom, I wake up, and I'm fucking fine, but it's still like, damn, when I get that, I kind of like that feeling. Like, I don't want to get the feeling all the time, but then I smoked the other day, and I'm like, damn, I'm high as fuck, but I'm not that high. And I realized, oh shit, it's the alcohol. So the alcohol and then the weed mix. Plus, if you're doing a dab and an edible, you're gonna like skyrocket with the dab, and the edible's just gonna break through that wall, and then the alcohol is gonna take you even further. So to me, it's like DMT in that way, where it's like you gotta take so many hits to go. Well, you take so many different ways to get super fucking high. One's that's gonna kick in now, one's gonna kick in later, one's gonna make your high even longer with alcohol or even greater, right? So you do all those things together, and you get really fucked up. That's me. That's my experience. No one around me has had that same experience, but no one around me has done that same thing at the same time. So maybe I'm the only person that's like really had an edible, a dab, and alcohol at the same time. I also have a really high tolerance. So if you're gonna do this and you haven't done it before, be careful, man. Like I'm saying, if you're doing this, make sure you're in a good headspace. Because you might hear voices and they might be like, yo, what the fuck? And you might fucking flip out. You might be like, what the fuck? I can't get out of the room. Like, nah, bro, relax. Take a breath and be like, I'm just high. Wow, I'm really fucking high. And then you'll probably say it. You're probably like, I'm really fucking high. And everyone's going to look at you and be like, he's fucking high. You know what I'm saying? But make yourself come back down, because if you don't, you're going to be shit out of luck until you fucking knock out or something. And that's another thing too, is just go to sleep. If you're too high, man, just go to sleep. Quick advice. I'm going to have whole videos on the crossfaded and tips about more shit. But I just wanted to say that real quick. Being crossfaded is fucking nuts. Later, I'm smoking this. I was gonna smoke the Skywalker OG, but I'm gonna smoke the Trainwreck pre-rolled by Dope Yola. Shit, those things get you fucked up. It makes me not want to fuck with Delta 8 anymore because HHC is definitely hitting. As well as I'm thinking about taking these 1,000 milligrams Death by Gummy Bears things. Now these I think are just Delta 8, but 1,000 milligrams of Delta 8 is still 500 milligrams. Plus it's an edible, so probably closer to like 800-ish milligrams of normal Delta 9, which is gonna fuck you up. Then on top of that, having a 2-gram Keef joint, which is definitely hitting you as hard as a normal Delta 9, you know. So maybe even harder. Their THC is pretty good. But yeah, more reviews coming out soon, everything. This is just a quick video. I don't know when it's going to be out or anything, but yeah. This was Timo Cruz, your host of Timo's Cruise to Mars, and we just cruised to Mars real quick. Enjoy your stay on Mars. Have a good one. Don't mind the messy room. I got a lot of packages I had to open up, so bow. Check it out.
Yo, what's up? This is Timo Cruz, your host of Timo's Cruise to Mars. If you're looking for any Cruise to Mars merch from hoodies, polos, jackets, sweatshirts, zip-ups, even shoes, stickers, check out the Etsy right now.